London, a city steeped in history, is constantly evolving. Yet beneath its ever-changing skyline, remnants of a past long forgotten still echo through the streets. From grand arches to iconic towers, countless landmarks that once defined the capital have quietly vanished, replaced by modern buildings, roads, and coffee shops. These forgotten structures weren't merely buildings. They were symbols of an era, a testament to the dreams, ambitions, and ideals of those who built them. This journey through London's lost landmarks is not just a look at forgotten buildings, but at the pieces of history that shaped the city we know today. The lost landmarks. Euston Arch, a symbol of ambition. Standing tall at the gateway to London's first intercity terminal, the Euston Arch was a monumental sandstone structure that greeted passengers for over a century. Built in 1837, the arch was inspired by classical antiquity and embodied the spirit of an industrial age brimming with ambition. A nod to the Roman tradition of triumphal arches, it became a proud symbol of London's growing significance on the world stage. For those who passed through it, it was a gateway to adventure, progress, and new beginnings. But in 1962, the British Transport Commission made the controversial decision to demolish the Euston Arch to make room for a new station design. The arch, rather than being preserved in a museum, was dismantled, and its stones were dumped into the River Lee. The grandeur of this once proud monument was reduced to little more than faded photographs and the memories of those who mourned its loss. Today, the site is a dull road leading to the modern-day Euston Station, a far cry from the architectural wonder that once stood there. The Great Wheel, London's first Ferris wheel. Long before the London Eye graced the skyline, there was another giant that towered over the city, the Great Wheel. Built for the 1900 Empire Exhibition, the Great Wheel was a marvel of Victorian engineering. Standing 308 feet tall, it was a bold spectacle of its time, capable of carrying over 1,000 passengers on a journey into the sky. Inspired by the Ferris wheel in Chicago, it became a symbol of the Victorian era's obsession with progress and innovation. Unfortunately, the Great Wheel didn't endure. By 1920, it was dismantled and scrapped, its purpose, pure entertainment, proving too expensive to maintain. Today, no trace remains of the Great Wheel, but its influence can still be seen in the London Eye, which serves as a modern-day tribute to this long-lost wonder. The spirit of the Great Wheel lives on in every passenger who ascends into the sky for a view of the city below. London's first Chinatown, Limehouse. Before Soho became the heart of London's Chinatown, the original was nestled along the docks of Limehouse. Established in the 19th century, this vibrant community was shaped by sailors, traders, and immigrants who brought pieces of China to London's gritty East End. The streets were lined with tea houses, apothecaries, and exotic shops, creating a mysterious and often misunderstood world. During World War II, Limehouse's Chinatown was heavily bombed, and the area underwent significant redevelopment in the 1950s. By then, most of its population had relocated to Soho, and the once bustling district faded into obscurity. Today, little remains of Limehouse's Chinatown, and the vibrant culture it once nurtured is mostly forgotten. Yet the stories of its residents continue to linger, buried beneath the city's modernized streets. The Twin Towers of Wembley Stadium, today known for its towering arch, was once defined by its iconic Twin Towers. Built in 1923, these white, majestic towers became synonymous with moments of national pride, hosting everything from World Cup finals to Olympic events. For decades, they served as proud sentinels, embodying the spirit of sportsmanship and British achievement. In 2003, however, the towers were demolished to make way for the modern stadium we know today. While the new design may be more advanced, something intangible was lost in the process. The Twin Towers were more than just architectural features. They were emotional landmarks, woven into the fabric of the nation's collective memory. For many, Wembley has never quite felt the same since the towers came down. Holland House, a symbol of elegance. Holland House, a grand mansion in Kensington, was a symbol of political power and refinement. Over the centuries, it became a hub for intellectuals, politicians, and dignitaries, hosting gatherings that shaped the course of British history. Surrounded by ivy and exuding charm, the house stood as a testament to an era of elegance and sophistication. But during the Luftwaffe's bombing raids in 1940, the house was heavily damaged, and much of it was destroyed. What had once echoed with lively political debate and creative energy was left a ruin, a hollow shell that served as a somber reminder of the cost of war. Today, only fragments of the walls remain, a silent witness to a bygone era. Skylon, a post-war vision. The Skylon, built for the Festival of Britain in 1951, was a striking needle-shaped tower suspended in mid-air. At 300 feet tall, it became an emblem of post-war optimism, a symbol of Britain's ambition to rebuild and reinvent itself after the devastation of World War II. Its futuristic design captured the spirit of a nation ready to dream big again. But just a year later, the Skylon was dismantled, its fate sealed by a decision from Winston Churchill himself. Some argue that its removal was politically motivated, while others suggest it was simply a matter of practicality. Whatever the reason, the Skylon's removal left a void at the South Bank, and today, the area remains a place of reflection for those who remember its brief but unforgettable presence. The Dome of Discovery. Alongside the Skylon stood another marvel of post-war Britain, the Dome of Discovery. At the time, it was the largest dome in the world, housing exhibits on space, science, and the future. It was a bold educational structure that embodied the hopes of a nation emerging from the shadows of war. Yet, like the Skylon, the Dome of Discovery's time was short-lived. By 1952, it was demolished to make way for redevelopment, replaced by a parking lot. The dome's innovative design and forward-thinking message were buried under the weight of practicality, and with its removal, a vision of a brighter future for Britain was lost. The Crystal Palace, a Victorian wonder. The Crystal Palace, built for the Great Exhibition of 1851, was one of the most awe-inspiring structures of its time. A cathedral of glass and iron, it showcased the best of British industry, art, and invention. After the exhibition, it was relocated to Sydenham, where it became a beloved landmark, visited by millions. But in 1936, a devastating fire reduced the Crystal Palace to rubble. As the flames engulfed the building, crowds watched helplessly as a symbol of Victorian ingenuity and optimism was destroyed. Today, only stone remnants remain, and the once great palace exists only in memory, a testament to the fleeting nature of even the grandest achievements. Oldwych Kingsway, a lost corner of London. In the heart of London, tucked between the Strand and Lincoln's Inn Fields, there once stood a crooked row of Tudor and Elizabethan buildings known as Oldwych Kingsway. This charming, atmospheric corner of the city was filled with history and legend, its narrow lanes and leaning houses evoking the spirit of Shakespearean London. It was a place steeped in mystery, where ghost stories and theatrical performances came to life. But in 1901, the city decided to modernize, and Oldwych Kingsway was demolished to make way for a new road. The quaint charm of this historic area was lost in the name of progress, and today, the bustling streets of Kingsway bear no trace of the old world that once stood there. The loss of these landmarks represents more than just the passing of buildings. It signifies the erasure of stories, identities, and a way of life that once defined London. As the city continues to grow and evolve, it often sacrifices the past in the name of progress. But the memories of these lost landmarks still linger, embedded in the hearts and minds of those who remember them. They are a reminder that, while cities may change, the soul of a place is often shaped by the history that came before. What are your thoughts on these lost landmarks? Do you have any memories of a place in London that has disappeared over time? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more nostalgic journeys through British history and culture. Share your memories with us, and let's keep the past alive together.